Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games pre-show presented by RAM. I'm Sean Woodland with 8-time CrossFit Games athlete and the 40 to 44-year-old Masters champion from 2018, Neil Maddox. Welcome. You have officially joined the dark side. We have a dark cloak and a red lightsaber upstairs for you when this is all said and done. But what's it like to see things now from the media perspective?
Well, it's a little bit different than being an athlete and competing. I know when I was competing and getting ready for our open announcement, I had a lot of nerves going on because you're looking at what's going to be coming out, what they're going to hit you with, what did Dave Castro program. Now being on the other side, I get to see all the stuff that happens in the background, and it's actually pretty cool. And not only that, I get to be a part of a community in which I love.
Yeah, well, we are happy to have you here, and we are happy to have the two athletes who will be throwing down in 21.2 here. We have Sam Kwant and Justin Medeiros, who will be the first to tackle Dave Castro's latest challenge, and they arrived earlier today in style, courtesy of Ram Trucks. Justin Medeiros grew up not too far from here in Lodi, California. Sam Kwant used to be a West Coast inhabitant, but he has since moved back east to be closer to his coach and training group with that ComTrain crew there in Boston. Fun night set up for you here tonight. We're going to, of course, showcase the big matchup between Justin Medeiros and Sam Kwant. Dave Castro will have the live announcement of the latest workout. And then we have two very fit members from the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team. They will be taking on 21.2. And then when it is all said and done, stick around because we have the live Cooldown Show coming up. Week 2 of the Open. Let's take a quick look back at week 1, 21.1. These are officially now your best scores. For the men, Ionikowski wins 11:08. And on the women's side of things, it's Johanna Julia Juliusdottir, 11 minutes and 2 seconds. How did 21.1 go for you?
Man, 21.1, it went pretty bad for me in the sense of if I had to look at myself as a competitor before, I'd want to finish the 21s. I was only able to get into the double unders, and that just smoked me. My shoulders were on fire, but for the most part, I did do it, and I'm looking forward to the 21.2. So
yeah, it will be interesting to see what Dave Castro announces today. And once again, the World Wide Open is a global event. A lot of people are focused on what is going on in their own gyms and with their own friends, but athletes from around the world took on 21.1, and they did it in style, some inside their gyms, some outside, some by themselves, some even at home. And it was great to see everybody throw down with this new challenge that Dave Castro threw out last week with that new movement, the wall walks. And as Neil said, I think there are still a lot of shoulders hurting, and it's great to see people getting back inside of their affiliates. You are coming up on your 10th year now as an affiliate owner. What's been the best thing for you about being part of this community?
The best part about being a part of the CrossFit community is the fact that you get to hang out with your friends and you get to compete with people that you're around on a day-to-day basis. Not only that, I could go to a box down in Costa Rica and I'm welcome. I could go to a box in Asia and I'm welcome. And the community is just awesome no matter where you go around the world. So that's the best part that I love about being a part of the affiliation, and not only that, owning an affiliate.
And what's great too is people are actually starting to come back into the gym, into yours specifically. Yep. And if you can get back into your affiliate, do it. I'm sure a lot of you miss throwing down with your buddies. If you haven't found an affiliate, you want to find an affiliate, you can go to map.crossfit.com and you can join, as Neil just said, this great global community. And the Open this year is for everybody. It doesn't matter about your experience, it doesn't matter what your ability level is, and it certainly does not matter how old or how young you are. And for more on that, here's Nikki Brazier.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. You know what? Just a little over 1 year away from being 90, Karl is the oldest athlete participating in the Open this year, and we are so lucky to have him with us. Hello and welcome, Karl. Now, as we get older, there seem to be more and more reasons not to continue with physical fitness, but nothing seems to be stopping you. How do you keep going?
Well, that's a great question, Nikki. First, I never let my work interfere with my workouts. Even though I just got out of a cast and my leg right now is in a brace, I'm still working out. And I'm looking forward really to working out tomorrow night at the Open. Now, 5 years ago, I learned to play pickleball left-handed with my right arm in a sling. In 2010, I still worked out despite exhausting treatments from a touch of lymphoma. CrossFit allows me to stay fit, be competitive, and best of all, meet new and dear friends. Stay active out there. It's worth it. Hashtag be like Karl with a K.
Oh my goodness. I've never heard anything more inspirational. Thank you so much, Karl. I'll be using that hashtag be like Karl with a K from now on my social media as well. Now, the Open's for everyone, both on the older spectrum and on the younger spectrum as well. And while 88 is the oldest participant we have, on the younger side, it goes all the way down to 14. We are so lucky to be joined by April here, who's coming to us all the way from Australia. At just 14 years old, April, the Open can be intimidating if you're younger or if you're newer to CrossFit. What motivated you to muster up the courage to give it a shot?
Well, I wasn't going to sign up for the Open, but my coaches gave me a CrossFit gift code, and the idea of me competing against the world pushed me to do it.
That's awesome. Now, we've had one workout down, obviously 2 more still to go. How did 21.1 go for you?
It was challenging, but it was a lot of fun and a great experience.
And at being just 14, do you have any advice for any other folks your age that might want to give it a shot?
Yeah, just give it a go. Go down to your local CrossFit gym and try it out. It's a lot of fun. You'll meet like a lot of amazing people, and it's a sport you can do for pretty much your whole life.
Nice. Thanks so much, April, for being with us. Good luck in the rest of the Open. And for now, we'll send it back to Sean.
Thank you, Nikki, and thank you, everybody, for being with us here on the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games pre-show presented by Ram, the only truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years in a row. And while the Open is a global event and an opportunity for all of us to compete, it is the beginning of the CrossFit Games season. Let's take a look at the top scores in 21.1, and we'll start on the women's side, where Johanna Julia Juliusdottir, by 1 second over Andrea Solberg, is your winner. Juliusdottir actually has experience at the games. She was on CrossFit XY's team that went to the games in 2017. She finished 232nd in the Open last year, and some familiar names there in the top 10. Look right there at number 6, the 4-time defending fittest woman on earth, Tia Toomey, with a time of 11:21. A name you will not find anywhere on the leaderboard is Sarah Sigmundsdottir. She suffered a really bad break this past week when she took to her Instagram account to announce that she had torn her ACL in training and she is done for the season. Sigmundsdottir has had a string of bad luck lately. She was inside the top 4 her first 3 years at the CrossFit Games, but since then hasn't finished better than 19th. She had recently signed on with Max El-Haj and the training think tank crew. Looked like she was heading in the right direction to get back up the overall standings at the CrossFit Games, and we certainly wish her a speedy recovery, and we want to see her back competing. But maybe the most impressive name on there, one I didn't address, 17-year-old Mal O'Brien. I mean, it's insane what the kids who have grown up with this sport are able to accomplish right now. And she has a chance to not only compete at the games in the teenage division, but also as an individual.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that she has 2 opportunities to qualify for the CrossFit Games. Matter of fact, some stats. 2018, she placed 4th in the teen division. 2019, she placed 5th. So she's not unfamiliar with competition. Not only that, she does have some capacity, showed it in this last workout, but what I'm curious to see is, does she have the strength to take on the next couple of workouts? I don't know what the workouts are, but if there's a strength workout, I want to see what she can put up.
I think anything like that first one did, we're going to be seeing her in Madison, and it's going to be pretty impressive. She is joining now Rory McKernan.
That's right, Sean. It seems like the competition continues to get younger and younger. And Mallory O'Brien, with a name like that, first of all, I feel like I have to say happy belated St. Patty's Day as I welcome you to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, I got to ask you about that score on 21.1. Was this just a secret superpower for you, or how did you manage to do so amazingly well?
It wasn't, we don't do wall walks at all, so it was just really, there was no game plan or anything. We just went for it, and I was really happy with my score once I did it, and I was excited to see where it ended up on the leaderboard. So.
Yeah, well, it ended up fantastically well for you. Congratulations on that. And now, I don't know if you got to hear Sean and Neil are talking about this. Obviously, you could compete as a teenager, but you may even be able to qualify to play with the big kids. What are your goals for yourself this season?
There was no game plan to qualify as an elite. We were just going to do it as a team, and that's still our plan. We're going to let everything play out and just take it one workout at a time.
It's working out so well. So far, so good. So continued best of luck to you as we take on 21.2. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sean, you heard it, man. No plan. Just go for it, man. That's your strategy too, right?
Absolutely, and so far it seems to be working better for her than it does for me. Let's go over to the men's side right now and look at the top scores there, and it's Fikowski who gets the workout win, 11 minutes, 8 seconds, 6 seconds better than Felipe Costa. Justin Medeiros, one of the men who will be here tonight, is in 6th place, 11:31, and a pair of Panching brothers, I should say, Saxon in 5th, and then Spencer in 8th. Now, one name that is just outside the top 10, and I know is the guy who impressed you the most on this workout, is Brent Fikowski, 15th place, a time of 11:48 for a guy of his size. That's pretty incredible.
Oh man, when I was watching this video on Brent, I just thought he did an amazing job. He was smooth, did all his double unders unbroken. Not only that, he was up and down the wall. I mean, his step back with his hands were just basically 3 steps. He was to the wall and right back down. He was smart for putting a pad underneath him, because when I was coming down off the wall, my feet were crashing into the floor and I got some sore big toes. But for the biggest part of it, I'm really impressed with how efficient he was throughout the whole workout.
Yeah, he's a guy who knows how to pace, and it certainly showed there. Let's set up the matchup that we're going to see tonight between 2 of the 3 fittest men on earth. Sam Kwant, the guy who stood in 2nd place in 2020 at the CrossFit Games, and Justin Medeiros, who in his rookie year finished in 3rd. In the Open last year, Sam Kwant was 7th, Justin Medeiros was 68th, and Medeiros managed to qualify all the way back in 2019 in November, the very first sanctioned event that took place in the Filthy 150. What do these guys want to hear Dave Castro announce tonight? And we'll start with Sam Kwant.
Well, if I'm looking at Sam Kwant, I think Sam Kwant probably wants to see something heavy, like a heavy barbell. He wants to move something heavy over his head. Now, if I go to Justin, I think Justin wants to see some type of gymnastics movement. I think if there's like a burpee or a toes to bar, he's going to really excel on that. But for the most part, these guys are pretty much even down the board. I mean, if you look at last year, there's 24 events from the Open to Stage 1 to Stage 2. And if you look at how they place, I think Justin slightly edged them out in 13 events, where Sam took 11 of those events. So it's going to be a good battle tonight, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, 2 youngsters in the sport, 2 very good athletes as well. For more on them, let's send it over to Derek Forrest.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sean. Yeah, Justin Medeiros, not only did he win Rookie of the Year last year, but he also placed on the podium, finishing 3rd. But we also saw him challenge the champ Matt Frazier several times throughout the week last year, and he's hoping to use what he learned to stay atop the podium.
It's really hard to miss Justin Medeiros at any competition. His choice of hairstyle pretty much guarantees it.
Well, speaking of 70s, the mullet is up next.
Yeah. I was doing a partner comp down in Southern California, and my friend's like, dude, like, you should cut your hair into a mullet. It'd be super funny for it. And I was like, I don't know. And
Medeiros is as much substance as he is style. As a rookie, he finished 3rd at the CrossFit Games last year.
Rookie sensation Justin Medeiros, and the performance we've seen, he came out swinging and kept throwing punches.
I gave it my all for every single workout. That ended me 3rd on the podium, and I'm happy with that.
Medeiros has coach Adam Neifer to help him get to the next level. They are a perfect match. But Neifer didn't decide to coach him because of his fitness. It was because Medeiros could write.
Pretty much what happened is Justin and I have a mutual friend that said, hey, you guys should work together. And I was like, oh man, thanks. But I kind of left that world, met Justin, and I thought, you know what? This kid's in college. I'm gonna have him just write me a letter, tell me who you are, what you're about, what your values are, what you're looking for in a coach, and kind of wrote it off like, he ain't gonna do that.
Letter, like, that's kind of different, but I was super nervous for it. I wrote it like that night. I had like one of my teachers proofread it. I had my family proofread it, and I sent it back to him like the next day.
Next day, he sends me this paper telling me his life story, and I showed it to my wife, and she was like, Adam, you should do it. And I was like, what? Really? And she was like, yeah, you should do it. You would be good at it, and it would make you happy.
This year, Medeiros is hoping to write a sequel to his incredible rookie season. Given what we've seen so far, it's likely to be really good.
The greatest thing about working with Adam is he just wants me to be the best me as he can be. It's just so cool having someone like that wants it just as bad as I do.
In 2021, it will again be hard to miss Justin Medeiros at a competition, but it probably won't be because of his hair. It will be because of his fitness.
2021 Justin's going to be running circles around 2020 Justin.
All right, and joining me tonight, Justin's parents, Anthony and Shanna. You guys made the drive from Lodi. Justin calls you guys his secret weapon. Why is that?
I wouldn't say we're his secret weapon. He's got a lot of weapons, but we're his biggest fans, 100%. And he's exciting to be around. He's fun to watch, and he keeps us young. We get to go a lot of places and watch him compete, and that's super fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping to hear you guys cheering him on later tonight. Just talk about what it was like seeing him make it to the games last year and then to get on the podium.
It was like a dream come true, not only for him, but as parents, to see the hard work he's put in and us raising him. And he loves the sport and he enjoys it. He has fun. And that's what it's all about, having fun and the community that supports him in his gym and family.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have fun tonight. Now, joining Justin tonight is Sam Kwant, and he also joined him on the podium last year. Now, when you look at Sam, he's slowly becoming a household name, which is ironic because he's been to the games 4 out of the last 5 years, and he's placed in the top 20 in each of them. Last year, finishing in 2nd place. So heading into 21, he hopes to stay atop the leaderboard.
Nobody paid much attention to Sam Kwant during the 2020 season. Then he qualified for the in-person stage of the CrossFit Games.
When I heard my name announced, I was obviously super stoked because I wanted to go compete against those other 4 guys in person.
Sam Kwant is going to win this event, and he's probably going to find himself in 2nd place overall.
While people may have noticed Kwant at the CrossFit Games, their attention was mostly elsewhere. Bigger names and personalities were stealing the spotlight. Kwant, meanwhile, was busy stealing 2nd place.
It's something that I dreamed of for a while, just to get on the podium. It kind of proved to me that what I've been doing is right. There's still one more spot to go, so I'm grinding for that 1st place spot.
This season is starting much differently for Sam Kwant. For the first time in his career, he's being mentioned as a contender for the gold medal in Madison.
I definitely feel a little added pressure this year from getting 2nd. I like the pressure. It fuels my training, just makes it that much easier to go harder in every workout that I do.
Sam Kwant has learned what it takes to be successful at the CrossFit Games. He could be poised for another run at the podium in 2021. And it would be wise for all of us to pay attention.
And Sean, Sam, and Justin are looking to send a message in 2021.
They will be the first 2 to take on 21.2, but we will also have another matchup for you as well. We have 2 members of the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team who will be throwing down live here, and they are with Rory McKernan.
That's right, Sean. I'm actually proud to call them my friends. I got to visit them on base at Fort Knox, Kentucky. But for those of you who have not yet met them, I've got Sergeant Jacob Pfaff and Captain Rachel Schreiber. Rachel, I got to ask you, like, what made you want to join the Army, and then how did you mix in CrossFit, your passion with that?
Yeah, so I mean, I actually joined the Army via the Health Professions Scholarship Program to get my school paid for. Super awesome benefit to have kind of that financial burden taken off your shoulders and just focus on being the best optometrist. And then I was lucky enough to have CrossFit to help me kind of through optometry school, and then at my first duty station to have that family and that environment to support me.
Get to mix a little business with pleasure. Jacob, the Army Warrior Fitness Team sounds like a mouthful, but can you break it down? What is it? What do you guys do?
So we go around, we try to show people that the Army has more to offer than just, going to war or, stuff like that. We have a bunch of job opportunities, a bunch of career opportunities, grants. They'll pay for your school and all kinds of stuff like that.
And you get super fit.
And we get super fit.
Thank you both for being here. Can't wait to watch you throw down. All right, we have 2 military service members here. Derek Force is about to catch us up with some folks who serve in a much different way and tell you how you could get involved in the fan wall. Derek?
Yeah, Ro, one of my favorite parts of the show is the fan wall, and you can be a part of the fan wall in 21.3 next week. In order to do that, make sure to send your email addresses to video@crossfit.com. Now, coming up next, we've got a couple of nurses from my neck of the woods, that is Chagrin Falls CrossFit out of Cleveland. Nikki Brazier is standing by with them.
Hey, thanks, Derek. Yeah, that's right. We've got Mae along with Melissa and Manon right by you. Now, you three have been sharing a lot of experiences in the last year, from working at the hospital throughout the pandemic to using CrossFit together as your sort of lifeline to keep yourselves afloat. How's that been going for you?
CrossFit has been a lifesaver for us over the last year. We've been able to come in here, forget about everything else that we deal with, and just come in and do a good workout and encourage each other and just get all of that energy out in a great space.
And now you three are attacking the open together as well. How does that change the competition for you this year?
It doesn't really change it too much on a personal level. We're still doing the best that we can and trying to make it through the open without collapsing. I think just encouraging each other. Like, for example, Melissa had COVID at the beginning of the year. So watching her do the open and being able to get to her double unders makes us a little bit more encouraging. We're yelling a little bit harder, and we're pushing her a little bit more.
Well, thank you so much for all of the hard work you do. Good luck in the open, and we'll toss it back to Sean.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikki. And I think we're going to get this thing started. The reason why we're all here, finding out what 21.2 is. Once more onto the breach, dear friends. 21.2, week 2 of the World Wide Open starts now.
The prone pain has passed. 21.1 served up a new movement that had plenty of us hitting a wall. Now, it's time to face Dave Castro's second challenge. And 2 of the top men in the world will get things kicked off. Justin Medeiros capped off a spectacular rookie season with a 3rd-place finish at the CrossFit Games in 2020. Sam Kwant was 1 spot better. Both have championship goals in 2021. But before they face off in Madison, they face 21.2. Get up, get your friends, get ready. It's week 2 of the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games Open.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Open Announcement 21.2, presented by the U.S. Army. What's your warrior? Find out more at goarmy.com. My name is Rory McKernan. I'm here to have some fun. I hope that you guys are too, because ready or not, week 2 of the World Wide Open starts right now. We've got 2 absolute beasts in the house, Justin Medeiros and Sam Kwant. Justin, on IG, you said that you were thinking maybe something heavy. Does that mean that you want that to be the case?
Man, I think that'd be super fun to hit in front of the crowd here, and so it'd be a good test.
All right, Sam, you have been in this game for quite some time, but you've never done an open announcement, so it's a different environment altogether. The fans at home are watching. How you feeling tonight?
I mean, it's definitely a different environment, but once the clock goes 3, 2, 1, go, it's laser focused and it's go time.
Hey, both you guys look like you're already kind of rearing to go, so let's make this thing official with the announcement of 21.2.
Allow me to introduce you to a test that has fixed reps and ascending reps, a test that includes a box, a test that both these young men have conducted before, a test that many of you have also done before, a test that introduced the dumbbell to the CrossFit Open. 21.2 is a test once known as 17.1. 10 snatches, 15 burpee box jump over, 20, 15, 30, 15, 40, 15, 50, 15. 21.2 is for time. 21.2 has a 20-minute time cap. Let's all get swept away by the joy that is 21.2.
I don't know if it's better to not know or to know, but we should all have considered that open repeats are part of the open. They always have been. So here we go again with 17.1, which is now 21.2. Lots of dumbbell snatches, lots of burpees. Now listen, a lot of you guys did not take me seriously last week, but your workout hangs in the balance. Please pay attention to the workout standards so that you don't have to redo or you don't get penalized. There are some things that changed, even though this is a repeat, so pay attention. For 21.2 to count, it needs to look like this.
CrossFit Games Open Workout 21.2 is a repeat of Open Workout 17.1. 5 rounds of dumbbell snatches and burpee box jump overs for time. Your score will be the time taken to complete the workout. If you do not complete the workout, then your score will be the total number of repetitions completed before the 20-minute cap. For the official movement standards, as well as information about each division and workout variation, download the corresponding 21.2 scorecard and workout descriptions from games.crossfit.com. CrossFit Games Equipment-Free Open Workout 21.2 is a variation of Open Workout 17.1. Hang squat snatches and burpee broad jumps for time. Your score will be the time taken to complete the workout. If you do not complete the workout, then your score will be the total number of repetitions completed before the 20-minute cap. For the official movement standards, as well as information about each division and workout variation, download the corresponding 21.2 scorecard and workout descriptions from games.crossfit.com.
All right, so whether you did this one or not, there are some changes to a few of the standards, most notably the switching of the dumbbells from hand to hand. I'm not going to go into details here. Go to games.crossfit.com for those details and, of course, for the official scorecards. But again, please look before you leap and make sure that you understand in detail all of those standards. Sean Woodland, I've got some demons to battle with this event. I don't know about you. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, but Ro, I think you need to get on board with the company haircut here and shave that head. One of these kids is doing his own thing here. But Neil, now that you've had a chance to chew on this for a couple minutes, what do you think this workout comes down to?
Oh man, I still remember doing this workout, and boy, does it hurt, but you got to just turn and burn. It is a motor workout. You just got to go. You have to be efficient on the dumbbell, and you got to just be fast on the burpees. I remember when I did it 2 times. The first time when I did this workout, I'd set the dumbbell on the ground. When I did that, it slowed my time down drastically. When I transitioned in front of my face, however, I shaved 2 minutes off. So what it comes down to, 1, is what's their game plan going into this workout, and then 2, whoever can hold on the longest is going to take the victory.
And as you heard Dave mention, these 2 athletes have done this workout before. And when they did it back in 2017, it was actually Sam Kwant who got the best of Medeiros. 10:33 for 40th place in the world, and Justin Medeiros 709th place at 11:53 as the road crew continues to get the floor ready. Rogue Fitness, don't weaken. We also want to mention our partner Whoop, the performance tool that's changing the way people track their fitness and recovery. If you want to check out Whoop, you can go to join.whoop.com/CrossFit and you will get $30 off your membership today. Well, somebody who's very good at pacing workouts and who did an outstanding job in 21.1 is Brent Fikowski, and he is with Rory McKernan.
Thanks, Sean. And actually, Brent, I've got to start with an apology. I didn't know this was coming earlier when I was texting and I was saying, hey, man, what do you want to talk about? Maybe we'll touch on this, maybe we'll touch on that. But here it is. I understand. 17.1, you were involved in the live open announcement versus Pat Vellner. I actually did row versus Boz afterwards, and both of us ended up covered in flour and water balloons. So what's your gut reaction when you hear the announcement of 17.1 being 21.2?
I'm excited to retest it, right? I haven't done that workout since, that year when you and I tested it, and I lost to Vellner, you lost to Boz. And I remember judging you and telling you to speed up, and you just couldn't hang. What? I couldn't hang with Vellner. I'm excited to do this painful workout. It'll be cool to see these guys hit it, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I didn't want to listen to your coaching cues. In my brain, I was telling myself to go faster. Hey, well, let's look to some other happier days, which is 21.1, and the absolute annihilation that you delivered to that. You said on Instagram that was your favorite open experience of all time. Can you tell me why?
well, I don't know if it was my favorite, but it was. I think it's the most fun.
Most fun.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was one of the least painful, and I think what was fun about it is it reminds me of what I enjoy about going to the CrossFit Games, and that's sort of this unknown element where they'll throw in this new movement, like push the tumbler or something like that, and you have to sort of adapt on the fly. And I think a lot of people got to experience that in their first go round, and yeah, I was just happy with my ability to kind of execute that movement. Yeah, it was just satisfying to know that my work on handstand push-ups has translated into, I guess, wall walks, even though I haven't been training for wall walks.
Yeah, well, it was beautifully executed. Hey, man, we always appreciate talking to you. I can't wait to see how you fare on the redo of 17.1 and checking up on you after it's all said and done. Thanks for being here. All right, thanks to Brent Fikowski. Also, thanks to Noble, who we welcome as the official title sponsor of the 2021 CrossFit Games. You can always visit nobleproject.com/CrossFit. Make sure you pick up your CrossFit essentials for the season. We are just moments away from action. The event is going down globally, so I'm going to step out as we get the announcers from around the world in on the action.
The 21.2 Open announcement is brought to you by U.S. Army. What's your warrior? Find out more by visiting GoArmy.com. Noble, just the horns. And Whoop. Know yourself with 24/7 fitness insights from Whoop. A repeat for 21.2. Sam Kwant and Justin Medeiros taking on the workout that we originally saw in 17.1. Sean Woodland and Neil Maddox here. And it seems like there's two movements in this workout. One of them favors one guy, one favors the other.
Yes. I think that the burpees, I think Justin's going to kill it on the burpees, but when I was watching Sam warm up, he was smooth and efficient on those dumbbell snatches. So it's going to come down to whoever can tie them both together and just keep that pace high throughout the movement or throughout the duration of the workout. They're going to come out on top.
It looks like they are all set. Let's send it down to Director of Sport Dave Castro for the official beginning of 21.2.
10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
21.2 underway. Sam Kwant on the left, Justin Medeiros is on the right. We begin with the 10 dumbbell snatches. And if you were watching the lead up to this, you heard Roy McKernan say that one standard that is different is the dumbbell switch. There is no point at which you have to switch. You can do it above your head, below your head, wherever. The reason that standard was instituted in 2017 is because it was the first time we'd done the movement, and they wanted to make sure it was as safe as possible for everybody. Now that we have experience doing it, that standard has been removed, and it's going to allow everyone to move a little bit more quickly as both Medeiros and Kwant are on their first set of burpee box jump overs.
I will say one thing. Justin started off in those burpees pretty fast. I want to know if he can maintain this pace throughout, because I remember when I started with this workout gets really real once you get into the 40s and 50s. So he started off pretty good, but I'm curious to see how he maintains his pace.
25 repetitions in this first round, 225 total repetitions in the workout. 20-minute time cap. After this, they will move back to the dumbbell for 20 alternating dumbbell snatches. Medeiros is done. Back to the dumbbell. Sam Kwant a couple reps behind him as Medeiros quick work as he gets going early on that dumbbell and is now opened up about a 5-rep lead on Sam Kwant. We are in the second round now.
You see, what I really like about his dumbbell snatches is he's using his legs. He's not just hinging at the waist and using his lower back. He's actually using his legs. So if you see him set up on these snatches, you see that flexion in his knees. He's using those legs. He's saving his back, and he's going to be able to carry himself into those later rounds with a high motor.
Justin Medeiros does have the lead at the 45-rep mark. He's going to go back to the box. So he has done now 15 burpee box jump overs for the man who finished in third at the 2020 CrossFit Games in his rookie year. Sam Kwant doesn't seem to be moving with any sort of, I want to say panic, but he's got a good pace going here. And as you said, this workout really begins when we get to that round of 30 and 40.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to 2017, I believe Sam finished his workout in 10 minutes and 33 seconds. And then if you look at Justin, he finished it in 11:53. But man, this guy is flying right now. You know, giving him 3 years from 18 to 21 now, you can tell he got that man strength, but not only that man endurance, and it really is paying off right now. Look at how smooth he's moving. What I'm really impressed with is his burpees. Look at the position. When he jumps up, he has that staggered stance, and it's like one takeoff from there, and he's just smooth and efficient over those burpees.
So Medeiros is now through 60 of the 225 repetitions. He'll move back to the dumbbell to begin his round of 30. Sam Kwant needs to hit the 60 rep mark before he's going to get to the dumbbell. The number in the white box next to their names at the top of your screen will indicate how many repetitions they have completed. And Justin Medeiros continues to work on the dumbbell, is now through 69 of the 225 total repetitions at the 90 rep mark now. He'll go back to the box jump overs.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. He's holding the same pace the whole time. So, I mean, he's going for it right now. Now, Sam, you can tell he's picking it up. But if you look at Sam's technique on his dumbbell snatch, you see right now he's hinging hardcore at the waist. He's not using his legs. I'm wondering if that's going to blow him up on the 40s and 50s.
Sam Kwant now through 67. Justin Medeiros through 84. Medeiros keeping that frantic pace that we saw him start with in that initial set. He has not slowed down. So Justin Medeiros with one more to go, and he will move on for his third set of burpee box jump overs.
I mean, he's just looking smooth, and he's just moving fast. I'm really impressed with this showing today for sure.
Sam Kwant with 10 dumbbell snatches to go, and then he will move back to the box. Medeiros is already through 4 of his third round of 15. Now, they have completed up to this point 60 dumbbell snatches. They still have 90 left in these final 2 rounds.
A key note, take a look at his burpee, Justin's burpee. He's pretty smart for not standing up. What I notice when a lot of people do burpee box jump overs, they stand up. If you see him, he's keeping his head down below his waist. Of course, that's going to affect his back a little bit, but man, he's moving smooth and fast.
Medeiros only has one more, and he is done. So Justin Medeiros is assaulting 21.2, and now on to his third round. And he isn't at the halfway point as far as those dumbbell snatches are concerned. He has 90 remaining. 225 total reps.
I mean, he's just moving efficiently. But now look at his form. It's starting to break down just a little bit. He's still using his legs, but he's rounding in that upper back a little bit. And I'm wondering if that's going to affect him on the round of 40 and 50.
Sam Kwant is through 100 of the 225 total repetitions. He has now 4 box jump overs to go, and Justin Medeiros is way ahead. When Medeiros gets to 145, that's when he will move back for the fourth set of burpee box jump overs. 15 reps on the box every time, and of course the reps on the dumbbell ascending with each round. And we aren't even to the 6-minute mark yet.
It's pretty much safe to say that Justin is going to smash his time from 2017. This guy is just flowing through this workout like it's something that he actually programmed for himself probably a week or 2 weeks ago.
Justin Medeiros qualified for the games last year in the first sanctioned event that took place back in November of 2019. That was the Filthy 150 in Ireland, and he said that there were actually odds being placed on the event. You could bet on it, and he was 33-1. His parents wanted to bet on him, but they couldn't because they're not Irish citizens. Could have won a little bit of money there on the efforts of their son.
Oh, big time. I would have placed that bet any day, any day.
Medeiros back to the box for his fourth set of 15. He's got to get to 160 before he goes back to the dumbbell for his final 50 snatches. Sam Kwant is 22 reps back.
As you see right now, Justin's still moving smooth through those burpees, but he's starting to slow down his pace a little bit. I want to see if Sam is going to get a little sense of urgency and pick it up, or is he just going to stay within himself and just go to his own beat. So it's curious to see if he's going to pick it up anytime soon.
Justin Medeiros continues with a very impressive pace, as he is now just 3 reps away from moving back to the dumbbell for his set of 50.
Yeah, what I like on Justin's on his burpees right now, if you look when he's coming out, he's actually pressing up with his knees on the ground so he can save his shoulders and his chest a little bit. Then he extends up and then jumps into his finishes off his burpee and jumps onto the box. So it's pretty impressive what this guy is doing. I want to see Sam right now. Well, Sam is moving himself a little bit, but I need him to get a little bit more urgency. But he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Sam Kwant's effort would be extremely impressive if he was out there by himself, but Justin Medeiros is upstaging him right now. Medeiros through 170 now of the 225 total repetitions. He's got to get to 210, so 40 reps to go on the dumbbell, and he continues to move very smoothly, has yet to break up any of these sets.
I bet you anything, Justin has been drooling over this opportunity. And why I say that is because he took second to Sam, or took third to Sam, placed right behind him. I remember in 2017 when I went up against Kyle Kasperbauer, and Kyle Kasperbauer beat me to the podium at the games. But when we came to this open announcement, all I was thinking about was revenge.
I remember
and
that.
Justin, you could tell he has revenge on his mind because his head is down and he's just going to work.
Well, he is clearly sending a message right now. 188 and counting as Justin Medeiros took the lead early in this matchup and has never even been threatened by Sam Kwant. Kwant threw 160, and now he is back for his set of 50 dumbbell snatches.
Right there. I mean, he's getting there. He's getting close to finishing out those dumbbell snatches. He's roughly about 10 reps away from finishing, and he's still moving smooth. You can see the pain on his face, but man, he's just digging deep right now, going to that dark place, and he's going to finish out this workout with a great time.
Only 8 reps remaining now for Medeiros before his final 15 burpee box jump overs. And you are right, he is going to demolish his time from 2017.
Yep, now it just comes down to finishing up these last couple of reps, and then he just has to empty the tank on those burpee jump overs, because remember, he ain't just competing against Sam, he's competing against the world. So he got to unload that tank. If he wants to take this victory right now, he got to go. He got to go.
Medeiros, his final 15 burpee box jump overs, taking a quick break before he started, but now back to work and has a chance of going sub 10 on this thing.
Yep, he just got to pick up the pace just a little bit. He's right there. He just got to pick it up a little bit. It'll be very impressive to see him shave that much time off his shave that much time off the workout from 17.1 to 21.2.
So 8 reps to go for Medeiros. His family is here. They are cheering him on, and he has a chance to get inside of 10 minutes. 14 seconds, now 13 seconds to go. 5 reps for Medeiros. He's going to have to step on it.
Come on, come on. He got 3 more reps.
2 more for Medeiros. He'll miss getting inside of 10, but that is unreal for Justin Medeiros. 10:01.
10:01 from his previous score was 11:53. Man, shaved off almost 2 minutes on that workout. Pretty good job.
Sam Kwant is in his final dumbbell snatches. He's got to get to 210, so now just 5 remaining for him.
So Sam, he actually, if you look right now, this is his old time. His old time was 10:33, so he's actually started off a little bit slower than when he first did this workout. So I'm pretty curious to see if he's going to redo this workout after that. He's still going to get a decent score with him finishing this, but if he wants to really place at the top and he really wants to climb that leaderboard, he's going to probably have to turn in another performance on this workout.
The fastest time in the world in 2017 belonged to Scott Cottrell, and it was 9:57.
Man.
So Medeiros missing that by just 4 seconds.
I'm impressed with this young guy.
Sending a message early, 6th place in 21.1, and that is a score at 10:01 that is really going to be hard to beat. Sam Kwant now with 7 reps to go on those burpee box jump overs.
There he goes. He's moving with he's starting to pick it up. Well, he's starting to feel that burn, so he just got to pick it up just a little bit so he can finish strong. You know, one thing I will say, doing the open announcement is a little bit different than just training at your affiliate. The biggest thing is that you don't have time to prepare. I mean, in the sense of, when I find out the workout on my affiliate, I could set up my whole next day on what I need to do, how I need to prep myself for the workout. Whereas right here, these guys are literally getting the workout, and they got to create that strategy right then and there, basically on the fly. And so, as you can tell, Sam, his score was a little bit different, but I mean, the guy still put it out there.
11:56 is still impressive, but Justin Medeiros just throwing it down here and sending a message to everybody else that last season certainly was not a fluke. 10:01, just 4 seconds off the fastest time that we saw in 2017. And this is the reaction that you would expect to see after an effort like that from both of these athletes. I mean, Medeiros just simply emptying the tank on that one. So Justin Medeiros at 10:01 will take the matchup, and look, right from the beginning, a frantic pace from Medeiros, but never really deviated from that.
No, I mean, if you look at his speed and efficiency over those burpees, I knew if there's a burpee workout, if there was a burpee workout, I knew no matter what, he was going to get through this, and not only that, take the victory, and he did for sure.
And even though things maybe broke down for him a little bit on the dumbbell, it wasn't enough to make a significant difference.
Oh, not at all, because his pace was so good at the beginning, he was just able to hold on in the end. A lot of that, I think, comes from that grit training that he probably got from all the years of wrestling, but not only that, adding CrossFit into it, I mean, that guy can go to that dark place.
It is also the mullet. Never underestimate the power of that hairstyle. Justin Medeiros, 10:01. Sam Kwant, 11:56. And those two athletes are with Rory McKernan.
All right, I thought I was going to have to come to Justin, but Justin's back on his feet after an insane performance. I got to ask, was that strategy or just go, go, go?
That was the strategy. Go, go, go. Yeah, just the last time I did that workout was 2017. Like, I'm a lot different athlete than then, so just kind of open up quick and see what I could hold on to, and I feel like that's what I did. I found that limit on the round of 50. I really wanted to slow down, shot that dumbbell, but you're that far along, you just got to keep holding on.
Yeah, it seemed like before you went back for that final set of burpees, you had a moment where you thought about it, and I could hear your family shouting at you. How motivational was that?
That was awesome. I mean, I think it was in those moments you're like, frick, you worked so hard to get to this moment. Are you really going to give up now? And that's what kind of goes to your head. And you're like, oh, heck no.
It was fun to watch. Congratulations. Your time would have been second in the world in 2017, and I think it's going to be at least top of the leaderboard this year. Congratulations. Sam, you were slow and steady. You looked like you had something in mind with pacing. Did you have a strategy, or were you just trying to feel it out as you went?
Definitely kind of had a strategy, breathing on the dumbbells and kind of be smart on the box jump overs, but ended up hitting a wall on like the 40 and 50 and couldn't really get myself out of it.
I know that the Open is, you're approaching it a little bit differently this year. Can you tell me about that?
I mean, compared to years past, the Open isn't quite as important, just got to get the top 10%. So just training through the Open this year to peak for the next stages.
Well, still an amazing, fantastic performance. Congratulations to you both. For those of you watching at home, don't go anywhere. We're just going to reset the field of play. We're going to have our athletes from the Army Warrior Fitness team out here in just a few moments. I'm going to send it back now to Sean Woodland at the desk.
Thank you, Ro, and thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. And it's not too early to look ahead to next week. We still have a great matchup coming courtesy of the athletes from the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness team. But next week for 21.3, all three Panchik brothers going head-to-head. And note the time. Europe, pay attention. We don't want you guys to watch this the next morning. We want you to be with us live. So we're moving the time up 5 hours here on the west coast of the United States, 12 p.m. Pacific time. That will be when the announcement is made. The pre-show will start at 11:45, but the fun does not end with the Panchik brothers. We also have a great matchup between Ben Smith and Easy Muhammad in a workout for a cure, or for a cause, pardon me, and then there is going to be a mystery third competitor. So a star-studded affair next week for 21.3. And remember, 12 noon Pacific time, because Europe, we want you to be part of this as well. Just doesn't feel right having you guys watch this in the next morning. We want you live with us for 21.3. So that will be a lot of fun. Stick around. We're going to be back with the matchup between the two athletes from the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness team in 21.2.
Can you see everything?
Perfect, yep.
Welcome back to Scotts Valley and the live announcement of Open Workout 21.2. Sam Kwant and Justin Medeiros are done. They set the tone for the worldwide pace. In just a few moments, the athletes, the Warriors from the Army Warrior Fitness Team will be taking on 21.2. That's coming up in just a few moments. We'll pitch it now to the global commentary team from around the world.
The 21.2 Open announcement is brought to you by Rogue, Don't Weaken, and Strongest, powering the world of fitness. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody, as we get set for our second matchup here in Scotts Valley, California. After the live announcement of 21.2, Sean Woodland and Neil Maddox, as we get set to watch the two athletes from the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team, Jacob Pfaff and Rachel Schreiber. This is the workout that they will be facing. It's a repeat of 17.1. What do you think they learned from watching Kwant and Medeiros go through this?
Well, the biggest thing is if you want to come out on top, you got to turn and burn right out the gate. If you watch Sam now, if you know that your motor is like one of your weakness, and you know that you got to start pacing it from the get-go. So I'm pretty curious to see what strategy they adopt and how they tackle this workout.
The athletes are ready. The floor is ready. Let's go back down to Roy McKernan to get this started.
Athletes ready? 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Matchup number 2, Captain Rachel Schreiber's on the left. Sergeant Jacob Pfaff is on the right. Jacob Pfaff was a guy who competed in some sanctioned events back in 2019. Very fit individual, as is Captain Rachel Schreiber. The two of them were talking some friendly smack before this thing started. And remember, the standard now for the dumbbell switch is different than it was in 2017. There is no restriction on where you can switch hands, and that we saw that play out in the first matchup. Allows people to move much more quickly.
Yep. Just watching right off the back, if you watch Rachel on the left right here, if you see her and how she's moving, she's moving very similar to Justin on that last round. And then if you look at Jacob on the right, he's moving very similar in the sense to how Sam was. Just watch their snatches. You'll see what I'm talking about on this next round. And then right here, they both are jumping with a staggered stance in their burpee. I think that's going to be a common theme amongst everyone who's going to be doing the burpee box jump overs. It just makes it a little bit more efficient and gets you to control your heart rate a little bit better.
Yeah, those transitions certainly add up over a workout this long. 225 total repetitions as Captain Schreiber is done with her first 25 reps. Jacob Pfaff with a couple more burpee box jump overs to go. He'll move back to the dumbbell at 25 as well.
So if you look here on the left right here with Rachel, if you look, she's really using her legs. So she's not going to blow up her back, and she's smart when she's using her legs. And if you look over to the right real quick over at Jacob, you see how he's getting that rounded back? That's something that he might feel tomorrow. But she's moving really fast and efficient. She's saving herself, and if she wants to actually hinge a little bit to save her legs a little bit later on the later rounds, her back is going to be fresh enough to handle it.
Schreiber through 44 and counting. Sergeant Pfaff is through 36. At the 45 mark, Schreiber will move back to the box, and she's just hit that. Got a quick no rep from her judge, Zach Pine. Sergeant Pfaff is almost done with his second set of dumbbell snatches. It's a set of 20. When he hits 45, he will go back for 15 burpee box jump overs.
So one thing that I'm watching right now on Rachel's burpee box jumps right now, look at her descent on that burpee. She's actually resisting herself, and I think that's going to add up in the later rounds, and it's going to really fatigue her out and slow her down. What I found is when I do these burpee box jump overs, I want to get to the ground as fast as possible with the least amount of resistance. It's almost like she's doing a negative on her burpee box jump overs. And I want to see how that plays out when she gets to the round of 40 and 50s.
Couple reps to go for Captain Schreiber. 60 is the mark she needs to hit, and then she'll start her round of 30 dumbbell snatches. And right now she has about a 5-rep lead on Sergeant Pfaff.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Rachel's endurance right now. She's really pushing herself right now and pushing that pace. So it's pretty good. She has actually a little bit of a lead over Jacob. But Jacob, I know he's trying to push a little bit because I heard how they were talking earlier, and I know he ain't going to let her just pull away with that victory.
90 is the number that Captain Rachel Schreiber needs to hit. So 19 more to go before she will move back for her third of 5 sets of 15 burpee box jump overs.
Yeah, she's still moving smooth and fast. Rachel's still moving. She still has that same intensity from the start until now. So I'm curious to see how she does after this round.
All four of the athletes that we've seen so far have really done a good job of keeping with the pace and the technique that they started with. And that's really being exhibited by Captain Schreiber, who has 1 rep to go. And now she will go back for her 3rd set of 15 burpee box jump overs. And we aren't even at the 4-minute mark. But as we saw with Medeiros and Kwant, when you get back to the dumbbell for that round of 40, that's really when this thing gets gnarly.
Oh, man, that's when the workout begins. The workout begins when you get to the set of 40s, and it really wakes you up when you get to the set of 50s. I mean, the 50s, you just got to grip and rip. You cannot think about it. You just got to breathe through it. And once you breathe through it, before you know it, it's going to be finishing onto the burpees, and then it just comes down to just sheer willpower. You just got to motor yourself through these burpees.
Captain Schreiber has 6 more of the burpee box jump overs before she will begin her set of 40. So they've done 60 dumbbell snatches at this point. They still have 90 left. That's over the final 2 rounds, a round of 40 and then a round of 50 to close things out. And Sergeant Pfaff is through 94 of the 225 total repetitions here in 21.2, the repeat of the first workout of the 2017 Open, 17.1.
I still remember when I was doing this workout and on the burpee box jump overs, it was like I was going in a circle. So every time I'd get back to my dumbbell, I was like, oh wait, my equilibrium was off a little bit. Okay, let me gather myself. All right, let's turn and burn.
A 20-minute time cap on this workout, and it doesn't look like either one of these athletes are going to have to worry about that. As Jacob Pfaff now has 2 reps to go on his burpee box jump overs before he will start his set of 40 dumbbell snatches. Captain Schreiber is through 120 of the 225 total repetitions.
I don't know if you see right now on the Rachel on the left. If you look at her back now, she's starting around her back. She's using her legs, but if you start to look at her form and technique, it's starting to break down. If you look over to the right, Jacob, he's still using the same technique in which he started with from the beginning. So he's still hinging at the hips, has a slight round, but that's working for him, and he's moving efficiently.
One more look at 21.2, and it will look very familiar to those of you who were around in 2017. Ascending reps of the dumbbell snatches, 35 pounds for the women, 50 pounds for the men. Of course, this is the RX version. And then the burpee box jump overs stay the same, 15 every round in a 20-minute time cap. And we just saw Justin Medeiros put up a time that was 4 seconds shy of the fastest time that we saw in 2017, 10:01 for Medeiros. Captain Schreiber's done with her round of 40 dumbbell snatches, and now it's the 15 burpee box jump overs. 20 inches on the box for the women, 24 inches for the men.
I don't know if you can tell Rachel on the left. Look at her burpee box jump over. She's still moving pretty good, but they're just starting to slow down just a little bit. So I think her doing that little slow negative on the way down on that burpee is starting to add up. One thing that I'd recommend for anyone who goes and tackles these burpees, if you're used to doing these burpee box jump overs, try to resist doing that negative down to the ground. It'll save your arms and your chest so much for those later rounds.
Approaching the 7-minute mark, Captain Rachel Schreiber is through 154 of the 225 total repetitions and almost done with her 4th of 5 sets of the 50 burpee box jump overs. She will then move back to the dumbbell for her final set of 50 dumbbell snatches.
I mean, I'm pretty impressed with these guys. These guys are still moving at a fast pace, and they're just turning and burning. So I'm pretty curious to see how she tackles this set of 50 right here.
Sergeant Pfaff is now through 150, so he has 10 reps to go before he is done with his 4th set of burpee box jump overs. Captain Schreiber back to the dumbbell. Final time now, 50 reps here for her.
Yeah, she's still moving smooth and fast. She got some good movement on those dumbbell snatches. Jacob, on the other hand, he got to get through those burpees. I mean, he's motoring through them, but he just got to get through those burpees. As you can tell, he's starting to rest a little bit on that bottom, and that's going to allow Rachel to pull away just a little bit more.
Jacob hasn't really been able to gain any ground on Captain Schreiber since about the second round of this workout. Captain Schreiber now through 180 of the 225 total repetitions at the 210 mark. That's when she will move over to the box for her final set of 15.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you watch the heat before to this heat and you watch two athletes move similar to the athletes in the previous heat. Same thing is starting to take place. The person who's using their legs on the dumbbell snatches are moving a little bit faster and more efficient, and the people who are just smooth and fast on the burpees are just taking that lead. And you see it right here. You just saw an example from the first workout to this workout, with Justin taking on that first one and beating Sam, and then Rachel right now taking on Jacob and has that lead. She's actually almost about to finish up her snatches onto the burpees.
9 more to go in the set of 50, and she has not broken these up whatsoever. Sergeant Pfaff has gone unbroken every time as well. He's just not as fast as Captain Schreiber.
Yeah, I think she's going to get in the 10-minute range right now, too. That's pretty impressive. That's really impressive because she's still moving, and she's going to probably be in that 10-minute mark. For
Final
sure.
set of 15 burpee box jump overs for Captain Schreiber. And this is an impressive performance from two very fit athletes.
Yes, I agree completely. I mean, she's just turning and burning on this. I think she's going to get under that 10-minute, 30-second mark. So if she just maintains this pace, she's going to get a really good score that's going to put her up on that leaderboard.
And this is the difference between two really good, really fit athletes and the elite. These two you're watching on your screen right now would probably be the fittest in most gyms around the world.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, the way Rachel's moving on this workout, she's going to get one of the top scorers, hopefully, in the world. I mean, I'm not too sure exactly if she did this in 2017, but I'd be impressed to see if she did what her score matched up towards.
So 3 reps to go for Captain Rachel Schreiber, and then she will be done, and she's going to get inside 11 minutes.
Right there at that 10:30 range.
Final rep, and Captain Schreiber is done, 10:37.
That's a pretty impressive time. All right, Jacob is taking on those burpees. He's going right now. He's going for it. He's unloading the tank. So I'm really curious to see if he can maintain this pace for every single rep to finish out strong.
Yeah, he only has 6 reps to go. For reference, Captain Schreiber's time would have been 1 second faster, would have beaten Karl Saunders' time in 2017.
That's impressive.
That's how fit this field is getting.
That's very impressive.
And Sergeant Pfaff is in at 11:18.
Man, both of them turned in some good scores, especially if you compare that to the previous years.
Great effort from Sergeant Pfaff and a fantastic effort from Captain Schreiber as the two of them go unbroken. But no one caught that man, Justin Medeiros, who's at 10:01. So this is where you see why the little things matter. Both these athletes went unbroken, but pacing and strategy can make a huge difference in your total time.
Big time. I mean, I'm just looking at Rachel and how she's moving through this. Her using those legs were huge. It actually propelled her to go a lot faster than Jacob on the right. However, on the back end, she was just smooth on her burpees, and she kept herself consistent on these burpees. So I'm pretty curious to see what her previous, if she did 21.1 and what her score was on 21.1 and where this is going to lead her on the leaderboard after completing 21.2.
Captain Schreiber gets the best of the matchup between the two athletes from the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team. And she was able to go unbroken on all of her dumbbell snatches. That was her final set. And then gutting through those final 15 burpee box jump overs. And she is the winner of this matchup. The first woman we've seen take on 21.2. 10:37 for her. Jacob Pfaff, Sergeant Jacob Pfaff with 11:18, and the two of them are with Roy McKernan.
Thank you, Sean. I feel somewhat guilty now making these guys talk. But Rachel, I have to ask you, what were the little things that led to such an amazing performance? What are the kind of tips and tricks that you had in your head going?
Honestly, my strength back in 2017, I couldn't do that dumbbell. It was super heavy for me, so I kind of jump it. But now I could just use my arms and save my legs to the burpees and just get after it. So
let's talk about the difference from 2017 because it was major. Tell people that you PR'd obviously by how much?
2 minutes. So super happy with that.
You should be. That was an amazing performance. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, it's the Army Warrior Fitness team. You said that she was going to wait up for you. What's up with that?
I don't know. I feel like I should beat me in rock, paper, scissors earlier. So,
how do you feel about your performance tonight? Anything you would go back and change about it?
No, I'm not doing this again. I'm good with that. That's it.
Congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much to the Army Warrior Fitness team, to both of you for being here, and thank you for your service as well. Guys, don't go away. The action on the floor is done, but there's so much more to come. Of course, we have the Cooldown Show coming later. We will show you some tips and tricks from Nicole, Carroll, and right now, we're going to help you reset your brain a little bit and take away all of your excuses with this amazing and inspirational story from your CrossFit community.
My name is Robbie Kopp, and on November 27th, I crashed my dirt bike and broke my back and partially severed my spinal cord. We were out on our family vacation home in Yuma for Thanksgiving. We went out for a ride and we were a couple miles away from getting back to the house and I crashed. I have no recollection of the crash and nobody saw it, so we don't know what happened other than I fell off of a little cliff and landed directly on my back. I was life flighted from Yuma to Phoenix where I had to undergo life-saving surgery where they had to seal my spinal cord because it was leaking. And I spent 18 days there in acute care before transferring to Craig Hospital in Colorado. My wife was also 5 months pregnant at the time of my accident, and so now she has to deal with being pregnant and my rehab and my care. So initially, there was a lot of healing that needed to be done. I was being lifted in and out of my bed with a sling into my chair and basically being moved around by everybody. And after a couple weeks, I was able to start kind of transferring myself off of my bed into my chair and sitting up on my own. And the rehab was a lot of learn how to move my legs around, just learning how to function with only the upper half of your body. Before my accident, I'd been doing CrossFit for just about 5 years. Without CrossFit, I would not have been in the shape I was in. The doctors did say that if I wasn't in the shape I was in, I likely would not have survived the accident or the surgery. Because of that, CrossFit saved my life. So I chose to sign up for the Open this year because I sign up every year. And the timing worked out great that there's an adaptive division for me to continue testing myself against the world. The Open's going to be a little different for me this year. Being so new to being an adaptive athlete, I'm going to have a lot to learn. The great thing is next year I'll be able to test myself against myself from being brand new to being a year in. And that's going to be a lot of fun, kind of like starting over in CrossFit. My goals with my future with CrossFit are going to be the same they were before my accident. Just to be a little more important now to be as healthy and strong as I can be and ready to take on anything. That's more important now than ever because now I really have to rely on my fitness just to move myself around. So if I can stay healthy and get strong at the same time, I will be set up to continue taking care of my family and being able to do the things I enjoy.
Hey everyone, here we go with some tips and strategies for 21.2, which is a repeat workout, 17.1. Almost every version of 21.2 uses the same rep scheme and some form of snatches and burpees. This makes the unavoidable stimulus for everyone extreme and increasing metabolic distress. This also means the same strategies apply to everyone, especially around pacing. The biggest collective takeaway from 17.1 was that going out of the gate too hot was not smart. Instead, when people redid the workout and started with a more consistent and restrained pace, they did better because this allowed them to rest less and chip away more steadily on those big sets at the end. On the snatches this year, you can switch hands at any point after you hit lockout at the top. If you're going for a competitive time, switch hands on the way down. If you're just looking to get through this one, you will not lose much by doing them in quick singles from the ground. For the burpee box jump overs, jumping back, then jumping forward, then jumping onto the box provides very little advantage for the toll it takes. Instead, jumping back and quickly stepping forward, then jumping onto the box will be the smartest way to tackle these for 99% of us. Another big collective learning from 17.1 was that this was a really challenging workout to repeat because the snatches caused a lot of post-workout lower back soreness. This means you want to create a super solid plan from the start and give it everything you've got on that first attempt. According to Beyond the Whiteboard, in 2017, across the global community, 44% of men and 27% of women were able to finish the workout within the 20-minute time cap. Team, it's 5 years later. Let's set a goal across all divisions to crush that. Now go get them, and good luck.
All right, welcome into the Cooldown Show presented by U.S. Army. I want to take this minute to thank Nicole, Carroll, the GM of Education for CrossFit. If you are interested in signing up for your L1 certification, don't forget to visit CrossFit.com and then click on training. So I'm going to welcome in the two members of the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness team. We've got Sergeant Jacob Pfaff and Captain Rachel Schreiber. You guys just finished the workout. How do you guys feel now? Recovered?
No.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, I want to ask you real quick. Just we've seen the perception of the U.S. Army in the movies. How is it different in real life?
It's different in real life. I remember when I was in Korea, everybody in Korea thought I was like Rambo or something. But our team is focused around going out to the public, showing people. You know, a lot of people have aspirations outside the Army. We all have job careers. We all have things lined up. You can even go to school in the Army. And we also want to reach out to like a fitter demographic. You know, a fitter Army is a better Army.
Rachel, for you, if anybody wants to join the Warrior Fitness team, how would they do so? What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, so we're always looking to grow the program, and we're looking for healthy, fit soldiers and officers. So if you want more information on tryouts and kind of how to get involved in that, head over to our Instagram page at US Army Warrior Fit and check us out, follow us along, and we'll get you involved.
Awesome. You guys did a great job. You crushed 21.2. And again, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So right now, we're going to send it over to Rory, who's sitting with Sam Kwant and Justin Medeiros.
Thanks, Derek. Yeah, we've got the director of CrossFit Games, Dave Castro, as well. And Dave, I'm going to start with you. Thank you guys all for sitting in. Secrecy. So important to these workouts before they are released.
Yes.
There was you were showing me some screenshots, a couple of internet rumors that were going around about a potential leak of 21.2. Give me the skinny. What happened?
So this morning I got an email from a seminar staff member from South America, actually, and he sent a scorecard, and he said, hey, this is on a thread somewhere. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even look at the workout. I'm like, the workout leaked. And so I emailed our team, and then I look in my DMs, and I got a bunch of DMs about people sending me the workout. And then I look at the workout, I'm like, oh, that's not the workout. And then so I re-emailed the team and said, hey, it's actually not the workout. So some discussion was had, and they said, what do you want to do? Like, let's not do anything. Who cares? Let's let it get out there. And then you see people start talking about it. And I loved it, though. It's like, I don't love, which has happened, when our actual one gets leaked, but if a fake one's going to get leaked and spread out there, who cares?
Maybe that'll be one of your famous clues that'll be coming up as well. Sam, who we got here, man? You got to introduce me to the family.
Yeah, this is my son, Leighton. He's 10 months old.
So that changes the game in terms of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell me how it's been training for the games as a family man.
I mean, it's definitely been a little different. But like the stuff that he would affect, like sleep and stuff, my wife just takes care of him whenever he wakes up in the night. So I've been super blessed with that. But I would say he keeps you a little more focused and kind of like on a routine. So all good things.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Justin, we've got your family here as well. I know we talked about it a little bit, but you really talk about them highly as your support structure. Can you kind of tell me, because you're a young man and they really introduced you to CrossFit and now kind of keep you motivated and fired up. Can you tell me how?
Yeah, I mean, my family's just there for me no matter what I've always done. I grew up playing sports, and they were there every weekend between wrestling and football. And then when I got into CrossFit, they were fully behind me no matter what it was. I changed a lot of sports growing up, and when I finally wanted to focus on CrossFit, they were behind me. So it's just awesome having them here and supporting me no matter what happens. It makes you want to push harder.
Love it. All right, well, we've got some questions for all three of you from the fans who have joined us remotely, and Nikki Brazier is the one who is facilitating that. I'm going to go to Nikki right now.
Hey, thanks, Ro. I am here with Bradford Smith from Marietta, Ohio, who trains out of Piercing CrossFit, and Brad has a question for both athletes.
Yeah, hey guys, how did COVID change your preparation for the Open?
Great question, Justin. I'll go to you first. What kind of an impact did COVID have on your training?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think COVID was a great thing at all. I mean, I think in every bad situation, you can find the good in it. And for me, it allowed me to focus more on my training. I know gyms were shut down a lot, but for me, my school got canceled and put online, and I viewed that as an opportunity to more train for CrossFit, no matter what that was, if it was outside of the gym or in.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. Was the long-term plan wasn't necessarily to stay up in Washington, was it?
No.
COVID had something to do with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was obviously supposed to be back in school doing my classes and whatever that entailed, but then COVID happened, and allowed me to go up there, train at CrossFit Fort Vancouver, do my schooling from there, and really let me buckle down and focus on training.
Yeah. Either Leighton or Sam, seems like you both are anxious to talk.
Chatting up it over here.
Tell me, how were you affected by COVID this year?
To be honest, I mean, not too much because I was training 95% of the time out of my parents' shop, so it didn't affect me too much. But now that I'm down in Boston, the comp train crew the gym has some pretty cool things set up, so it doesn't really affect training too much.
Yeah, fantastic. And
yeah.
Dave, I know that it caused you to quit training altogether. It's
Basically.
Yeah. we'll blame COVID.
Yeah.
All right. Heading back out to Nikki for a second fan question.
Hey, I'm here with Lauren O'Donnell now out of Bend, Oregon, who actually trains out of her garage at home, and she has a question for Justin.
Hi, Justin. Going into year 2, how has your training mentality changed from rookie year to now?
Change the mentality from rookie to now. Lauren is an old favorite here at this building, so love back to her. But yeah, give us an overview of that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, definitely coming from last year into this year, it was my rookie year at the games, and it was definitely an eye-opening experience. I want to go in there and give it my shot, but definitely reflecting back on my games experience, it really allowed me to believe that when I'm giving my best effort, that's going to be enough. So just every day in my training, just knowing that if I'm giving my best effort every day, it's going to pay off in the long run.
Love it. All right, Nikki, what else we got?
Well, we got Dan Dye from New Jersey, who trains at CrossFit Stealth, and he has a question for Sam.
Hey, Sam. So what's the atmosphere like training with everyone at CompTrain, and what did it mean to you to podium last year and being a new dad?
I mean, the atmosphere at CompTrain is definitely different than what I'm used to, but when I was given the opportunity, it was something that I couldn't miss because just training with those athletes have been totally amazing. And then coming off podium at the games, definitely I surprised a lot of people, but didn't surprise myself. But definitely it fuels the fire for the training this next year. And last question, being a dad, I mean, like I said earlier, I guess I didn't say earlier, but it's definitely been awesome and hasn't really affected training too much. If anything, it's been a positive thing.
Can I unpack the CompTrain as well? We get to see it from the outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
It's just Instagram, we assume, but is it every day? You guys going hard, head to head kind of thing?
No, not necessarily. The coaches have been pretty smart about it. It's pretty much just once a day, one workout. We're going head to head, and sometimes it's even scaled a little bit because it's not necessarily smart to just kill each other every single day. So the coaches are being pretty smart about it. So got a good thing going on there.
Couldn't survive that.
Taking notes for Mayhem?
Taking notes, yeah, that's right. I think we're doing good on our own. All right, let's shoot it back out. We got one more fan question for the athletes and Dave.
Okay, Sam Pryor is coming all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, where he trains at CrossFit City Wolves, and he has a question to close out for Dave.
You got it, Nikki. Thank you very much for having me. And Dave, I recently watched an interview where you said that you get your inspiration for the games workouts from books and stories that you read. Do you follow the same creative process for the Opens workouts?
Yeah, absolutely. And, the obvious clue that I posted will, over the course of the next few days, I'll help unwind it. But it was inspired by that theme, which you mentioned, reading and books. And so, I thought it was obvious when I posted that. It wasn't as obvious as I expected. But I'm going to unwind it and back that one out and show people what it meant. And you'll see, and it'll talk to your point, and it solidifies what you're trying to say.
I love it. I love it. And shout out to Brazil. I mean, it's awesome to see that people are tuning in from all over the world, which brings me to my final question, which is for you. tomorrow we're making a massive shift. Never done it before in the World Wide Open. We're changing the time by 5 hours.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm super excited about that. So next week we're going to announce the Open at 12 p.m. And what that's allowing is all of our European fans, all of the European athletes, the community, to tune in at a reasonable hour. When we do it at 5 p.m. like we did tonight, it's the middle of the night for them. And so we're acknowledging the worldwide community that is CrossFit, and we're doing that to accommodate them. And hey, we might get great feedback from it, and we might love it, and we might decide from now on it's early. And but that's par for the course with us. We always like to try things differently and do new things and test ideas out. And that's all that is just testing out a new idea for this show. And I'm thrilled by it.
Good. Fantastic. Yeah, and I hope it's well received as well. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here, for throwing down, for all of us to watch.
Thanks for having us.
Thank all of you at home for joining us. And just a reminder, what Dave just said, next week's show, 5 hours earlier. That means the pre-show starts at 11:45 a.m. The show proper will start at 12 p.m. We have all 3 Panchik brothers are going to be here throwing down. And then, of course, we'll have the charity event to follow featuring Easy Muhammad and Ben Smith and a currently mystery athlete. So you're going to want to tune in. You're not going to want to miss that. But right now, we're all going to go enjoy 21.2. I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll see you back here next time. And until then, we'll see you on the leaderboard. Good night.